Hello and welcome back everyone. This is Natalie here, your friendly neighborhood birdie who loves tea and loves to play The Sims. And today I'm gonna build myself a little haunted house. Because I do love this game pack. Seriously love it. And I just wanted to do it a bit of justice. And so I thought I'd build a little haunted house, or rather ghost hunter's house. So I placed this in our favorite little cursed neighborhood, because why not? And I'm gonna build a house that's hopefully a bit more wonky. I don't want this to look all normal. I want this to have a lot of shapes, weird structures. You have to move about a bit. It's not easy to navigate. And ideally I want to have a swimmable pond as well. Like everything's a little offbeat, hopefully, when I can get it right. And yeah, let's see where this will take me. Okay, I finished the floor plan. Now hear me out, it's very wacky, but that's exactly what I wanted after all, and I think it's gonna work just fine. We have the entryway, another entryway, a little closet thing. You have to walk through a lot of doors to get anywhere. And we have a secret tower room where I want to place the seance table. And that's going off the master bedroom, so it's really more like a secret thing. You know, not everybody's privy to know that. I think it's gonna work fine for gameplay. Not be too annoying, but still give off this kind of wacky old house feeling that I am going for. Actually, didn't go for the curved walls for a reason here, not because I'm scared that they're gonna hurt me. They will hurt me, but I'm okay with that. We live in a toxic relationship and that's my choice. But more so for the fact that we have other houses here, like that one and this one, and they were built before rounded walls, and I want to match that. Far less painful than I thought it would be, but something's missing, and I'm thinking it's fences on the roof. And I think this would quite match this. Now keep in mind, I did not give any trim yet, and I did not color the roof yet. I'm just playing around with ideas so far. Yeah, I like that. That was missing. These here go very well with the aesthetic of the pack as well, because the paranormal pack is a bit boho 70s, 60s inspired, so everything that kind of looks like that era as well, or could work in that era, actually works with the pack, which is nice. This is gonna be a pretty expensive porch when I'm done with it. I'm gonna do squares because it's a wraparound porch, and otherwise this would look weird. Yeah, this is really a highly expensive porch. But the things you do for aesthetics. House remix incoming. Some flowers on this, it could be great. These roofs need a different angle. Since we're going for this boho 60s, 70s aesthetic, do we like stone? Because I think we like stone. I definitely like stone. These wooden stairs would go well. Here I want to place the pool / pond. The way I'm gonna do this is I'm gonna place a weirdly shaped pool, and then I'm gonna use the pond tool around that. I hope it's gonna work. That minute detail as well. Yeah. This is actually great because I want this to feel like a pond, so the stone works great. And this is a haunted house, so presumably it's been empty for a while, like thinking about how they can have this ghost hunter career. They just used some old house where nobody has lived in since, let's say, the 60s or 70s, and it's been abandoned since, and they just moved there. So a bit of rust and moss and stuff like this. It's actually gonna work great. This makes for a more mysterious atmosphere. So I'm placing this as well. I don't want to forget it. And then I'm gonna be using the pond tool. I'm gonna do this right now before I do the rest of the house, I think. So that this is just simply so that this is done. See, this is also why I placed the stairs before the pond, because that way when it disappears, you know it's no longer functioning. Let's see what this does when I fill up with water. Let's smooth out the terrain. I like to put the water in before I smooth, so that I can see what it does to the water line. I'm not too overly concerned with sharp angles, because I will be placing plants anyway. But they also don't have to be extremely sharp. Okay, good ground shape, I think. If we color the walls and place a few stones and plants, primarily on this room and the outer rooms, it could look great. See, I'm not really designing the space yet, as you can tell it's not finished. Just laying out the core idea of it. One pack that actually goes great with a paranormal pack is actually Stranger Will. The aesthetic of the doors and windows is Chef's Kiss for the paranormal pack, and also the witch pack, Magic Realm. And so for the windows and the main doors, I'm thinking these packs for now. Oh, the green is great. But that introduces yet another wood color with a knocker. That's better. So the fun thing about the Realm of Magic windows is that you can do designs with them. For example, this. I don't want all the windows to be colored stained glass, but some of them definitely can be. And these are the windows from Stranger Will. And they actually also work quite well. But I think the stained glass is making for nice privacy windows and statement pieces alongside the almost normal, in comparison, Stranger Will windows. Although I do realize they are far from just run-of-the-mill standard edition windows. These are actually the windows for the bathroom I want to use, because they're also stained glass. And now for the door to the balcony. We have another boho inspired pack, and that's the movie Hangout pack. They have doors. That works beautifully. Now with the wood colors. I should do it all again. So see you in a lifetime. Okay, here I am back 1 eternity later. And we can decide on a roof color, because we now know what color we want to go with. And so I'm thinking the only natural color for the roof is gonna be some sort of red. Question is what red? Maybe these shingles even. That I almost never use. Can't even remember the last time I used them. It's less uniform than the others, so I like that about it. Spandrels could be in the wood color. The porch wood could be some of these, maybe? That's interesting. I think this is better, it's less loud. And it has a matching color of the stairs. And so this is the exterior. Much more colorful than the other buildings, but still not entirely out of place. Here I want to go for half walls instead of a railing, so that the window is still be seen, but also it's kind of a bit blocked from the downstairs. Excuse me? Okay. What if the wall is smaller? No? The heck, actually? I've never seen this glitch before. Ah, that's annoying. Okay. Does that happen with fences as well? It does not happen with fences, okay. So here we'll place some fence, because I cannot be bothered with this bug. And actually half-colored window. Half black and white, half colored. Okay, whatever. Ah, Jesus Christ. Floors. Floors can't hurt you. I hate the railing bug with the walls, honestly. Maybe we just don't actually have an open staircase. Gonna hide this. I'm gonna roll with the half wall. Plus a pillar here. I'm looking for somewhat outdated kitchen flooring. Like that. This place is being lived in and renovated, but it's not like modernized in style or anything. At least not too much. Like if the tiles are still good, if the floors are still working, they are gonna keep them. Because if you move into an abandoned old mansion as a ghost hunter, I'm pretty much convinced that you don't really want to change a lot because you like that sort of because you like that style, that sort of thing. I use this stove so often simply because it doesn't have this backdrop thingy that clips with a lot of windows. Now I have to make an executive decision. Do I want these chairs for the dining area, for the seance area, or is it okay to use them for both? I think for the dining area and for the seance table, maybe something like that. And technically they also need a trash can, but I don't know where to put it in here. Maybe it goes here. This is perfect for here. The little skull on top of it. Okay, I think we have the essentials. Now let's get on decorating. Voiceover Birdie here to get you through the fast part. Now I wanted to make the kitchen seem like a useful space, so I added a lot of useful objects as decoration, such as in this shelf, some boxes as storage for like as food containers and stuff like this, but also the second level of the shelf is entirely full of mugs, because I wanted this to look like a lot of mugs. Having a lot of cups is something that's very normal for kitchens, I feel, but prior to the clutter kit we didn't really have the option to do that very well. Now we can, I'm taking advantage. I also added many variants of chilies because I thought that was very fitting for the people I envisioned living here. Now on that shelf I was mostly putting kitchenware such as plates and I think a tea kettle, also a casserole dish, just stuff you can just grab from that shelf. And for the most part I was trying to give this kitchen a slightly dated look because I was figuring they would just keep this as a utility space and renovate what they needed to, but other than that keep it in its old state. With the linoleum floors it was already pretty dated, so I figured they'd just update stuff like the stove, and the rest they keep as is, and they're fine with it. They're probably not great cooks anyway. And I also added a picture of the haunted mansion from the Paranormal Activity pack, just to add to the spooky vibes. Maybe I figure they would like have found pictures like that in storage and put them up, just because they like to add to this vibe, since they're ghost hunters. They have a place to cook. That's a step in the right direction. Now before I'm gonna move over to the 4 downstairs hallway rooms. Bit excessive of me. I think I want to do the office actually. Do they maybe even stream? Do they have like a ghost hunting YouTube channel? That would be fun, right? Like they're having this little channel, and it's maybe not even like, maybe if I think the cheapest, like not like this is a gamer setup, and this is also, but like, yeah, I can see them running around their house and filming the weird occurrences and have a little online portfolio. I'm gonna say they have that. It's gonna make this much cooler. But then we need a backdrop, definitely need a backdrop, and the setup makes even more sense. You could have a setup like this. Usually I wouldn't give that to anyone who isn't magical because of the potions and the flying crystal. But if it's a YouTuber's backdrop or a streamer's backdrop, then you can kind of do that, you can get away with it, it's just staging. The Maximalist kit is another one that goes decidedly well with the Paranormal Activities kit. They really complement each other. And that's a bit dirty. That's a bit yellow. Maybe complementary blue. And there one. Let's have a little get ready station here. Bingo. Office is really dark, but I don't really want a ceiling light here. It's more atmospheric that way. This here looming. Yeah. It's enough. We have to keep in mind that we have to leave room for everything they collect during their work as ghost hunters. They can seriously collect a lot of stuff, and if you want to show that off somewhere, which I tend to say yes I want to do, you need to have enough space to put things. That would have been common in the 60s and 70s. Macrame was big. The yellow from the flowers and from the top of the macrame. Could work. Statement wall lamp. Like a bug. The hallway wardrobe is just mainly a space to hang your coats and put your shoes, but also to store some stuff that you would also usually store in a basement, I guess. They're just storing it there. Are some random boxes full of stuff. I also placed a few cardboard boxes that look like stuff you like old mailing containers that you just have to get rid of. You didn't dispose of yet, you're just collecting them. Or maybe you are like me and you're thinking, I could use this box for something, and then you have a collection of 40 boxes. Stuff like this. I made the living room a really annoying shape, so let's see how I fare with that. But it is authentic to older houses, I feel. Let me just see if I want to use them. Let's change the placement of the door, maybe that helps. Because I can't seem to get a grip on where to place things. All feels slightly off. If I'm doing this, then I'm having a statement wall. couch will be weird now, because it kind of needs to go here. But that would be absolutely awkwardly placed. Or maybe here, and then the walkway to the bathroom is in the back. Ay, ay, ay. Now the living room I struggled with. Specifically the couch, because I wanted this to be an L-shaped couch, so I had to use the sectionals, but the colors were all non-perfect. Either the color of the upholstery or the color of the wood was off. And I struggled so much. I went back and forth, I tried different accessories. In the end, I think I made it work, but you'll see this room go through a lot of changes. What you see now is not likely to stay. But the principle of the thing, the arrangement of the furniture, that I keep. Because I wanted this to be a bit more purposeful. The couch in the middle of the room was a bit awkward. I thought I'd give it some sideboard. But we didn't have a sideboard in the correct size. And so I was trying out various ways to make a custom sideboard. And struggled with that too for a while until I found the one I was looking for. The problem with that was, though, that I used these tiled side tables from the pastel kit, and these side tables slightly clash with the couch, which is a problem because we are already working on a lot of green tones and blues in this room, and there's a certain point where it just becomes too many. So I changed the couch to a yellow, which worked much better, but I didn't like the wood color. So here you see me trying out various ways to hide it. And spoiler alert, I ended up liking none of them and getting rid of them. So that was a colossal waste of time. I just started to own the wood color. It does work in a way with the fireplace. It's a very light wood, but it's slightly pinkish, peachy tinted, and that fits with the tone of the fireplace. So in the end, it wasn't half bad. I just really tried to hide it anyway and did not succeed at all. But in general, I like this yellow and teal greenish combination much more than the before muted green. Here you see me edit the structure of the bookshelf slightly. I added these suitcases. They're from the Werewolf pack, and they're originally a dresser, but I figured they would match the aesthetic of this living room a lot, and they don't need to be dressers. They're just some sort of storage. And I added some mirrors behind the bookshelf just to make the room appear larger, and I also think this is something very maximalist and boho. And now, naturally, since it's a bookshelf, it needs some books. It also needs some other clutter items, so I'm filling this shelf up quite a bit, but I am still leaving room so that the Sims during gameplay can place some sort of Ghost Hunters collectibles in there, like the candy jar or something like that. Added some artwork up there because, of course, a wall without artwork in a maximalist room doesn't work. And just, build up some useful items like this. I don't know what these things are actually called. the stuff you poke around in the fireplace with. And I will also add some wood later on to actually put into the fireplace. And I'm just dressing up the place essentially, which helps a bit with the many different colors. If you dress it up with decorations, it helps a lot. And added Guidry to the wall because he will definitely want to have an eye on our ghost hunters. For the rug, I went with a pattern that complements the floral wallpaper that I have on this kind of statement wall, and I think it works very well. Changed my mind on the wall color. I think the green is better than the blue. I went for the blue because of that wallpaper, but it has enough of the green so that the green works and it's less clashing with everything else. so green it is. I bet there are some people there who are just going fucking finally because they looked at those blue walls and were like, what's with this girl? Doesn't she see that? I fixed. No worries. The soft yellow from the couch. A pair of reading glasses next to the magazines. Seems pretty likely. I wanted something on this wall behind which I can just hide the smoke alarm. I'll leave this room be for now and move over to the bathroom. I think I accidentally had my game paused for quite a while. I don't know where I last saw, but just in case, here is the bathroom. I built that at any time. This is the living room, I built that too. And I'm currently working on the hallway where I put the trash can in this shelf. I'm currently second guessing myself because I have the same wall color in the hallways and in the living room. I use red now. It doesn't sit well with me when the living room and the hallway are the same color and it's not a neutral. Bringing back some of the green tones, maybe. Now this seems to be practical storage if the trash can is in there, so we need something practical storage looking. So the storage unit is also done, some knickknacks and the trash can and some flour on top. I feel like we need a rug at least here. Maybe one of the long boys? So upstairs hallway. I want this to be a seating area. Like a reading nook or something. Finding furniture that matches when you're going maximalist or boho is at the same time easier and harder than with most other styles. Easier because you can do a lot of things. More is more is the aesthetic, but also harder because it's tricky to make a mix of everything look intentional and well balanced, as opposed to just I clicked random objects and put them next to each other. It's really hard to find that balance sometimes. And right now I'm struggling with it in regards to bookshelves. I think it helps that this one is so slim. I'm doing the when in doubt plan thing right now because I am very much in doubt. Maybe the record player, it would fit here, but would it fit there? Just thinking you could have some music upstairs as well. Only problem is this is so enclosed. But it feels like it could work. Definitely this one here though needs artwork. I also always like it to give my Sims multiple places to do things. Just because I think it's adding a variety to the gameplay. When my Sim is gonna read, I'm not always having the Sim in the same spot. I don't always want to look at the same thing. Now the bathroom. This one can get a bathtub, I think. Using a lot of the same equipment that I used in the downstairs bathroom. So in case I did push pause on the entire building of the bathroom, you're not missing anything. I want some lower shelf there, so that this can be used as like a side table too for the person on the toilet or the person in the bathtub. And here I'll put some magazines for the person on the toilet to read. Laundry basket as well. And now do I want the tidy or the not so tidy towels? I'm leaning not so tidy actually, just because it creates more interest. It just feels like there's more motion to it. How about we make 3 people living here, a couple and an extra person? I was originally thinking one of the rooms could be a guest room, but if we have 3 people living here, they can already go about seances and stuff. We have enough room for 3, definitely. Bathroom all done. We're moving over to the balcony. That still needs some floor. Maybe that can have broken floor actually. Already placed the curtains here because I felt they looked like bedroom curtains. Now let's see if we can find some matching wallpaper. Let's go for something light for once, with all the dark colors in this building. Now I don't think the bed should go here because then you'd walk straight into the bed frame. That's not nice. So how about we put it here? With all the loftiness, I still want this air of mystery in this room, so we'll have to make sure that this doesn't get lost. Trying to make this a tiny bit more sketchy by just adding creepy pictures of vampires and stuff. Just casually amongst other pictures. When I said I tried to make this more eerie looking, I wasn't kidding at all. Yeah, so just a few more clutter items and we finished with that room here. That looks so cute and relaxed and sweet and light and airy, till you take a closer look at the decorations and you're like, what now? I enjoy that. So this room will be a bit harder to furnish because of its odd shape. This works, but is it mysterious enough? Also, would the poles be annoying in that small space with no headboard? Makes for even more space. The current problem is that I need a small nightstand, and all the small ones, they don't match the aesthetic at all. I could make them smaller, but then I can't place anything on top of them. What if I really do that and I make them smaller? So when I want to place something, it flies, but maybe I can place it here instead and scoot it over. I would just have to block the slot. Okay. Putting a lot of clocks everywhere to block the spots. Okay. So many clocks. But it works, and the space is open and traversable. That's all good, that's all nice. Some old pictures are always the right choice for a build like this. That's a perfect spot for Horus. And that's a perfect place for some mysterious items. As I said, I want these to look like normal bedrooms, but then when you look at it, you can actually go, wait a second. Oh no, this window is black. When did that happen? It's now... Okay. Whatever, yeah. While the Sion's room is very small, I still wanted it to be a bit eerie and have this spooky vibe, which is why I added a fireplace there as well, because I think it sets the right atmosphere for something like this. Now, originally I thought I'd go with the high school pack chairs. You'll see me try them out a few times, but they just didn't work for me. They were looking too pristine, too fancy. So in the end I ended up with the normal ones from the Paranormal pack and was quite happy with this. I also added this white markings there. It gets a little blurry when you size it up this much, but I figured it will look like chalk and work. And then of course some spooky paintings, because you can never have enough spooky paintings in such a build. And that's the Sion's room. Now what I'm gonna do is rough this house up a little bit. Like spider webs and broken bits and pieces in the walls, scratches, stuff like this. This is a haunted house after all. It can look a little bit beat up and like something happened here. So I would consider it fact that something did happen here and does still happen here. There's something especially eerie about the marks like this above bed frames. Like somebody scratched there while confined to the bed or something like that. I don't want them all to be incredibly obvious. Some of them I want you to have to pay attention to see them. But some others are gonna be dead obvious. With all subtlety, I also want somebody to enter the space and feel like, no, hold up, something here is not right. It almost looks like somebody's trying to crawl its way out of there. Not my favorite scenario. Imagine though you're brushing your teeth and you hear it claw underneath the sink. Be so fucking out of there. Trying to dress up the outside a bit. It's really a lot of old placement involved, so see you in a lifetime, I guess. I'm not gonna do this for every piece of this railing. It's gonna be too much. Too many items, too much time. It's not gonna be worthwhile. But I'm gonna do it for some of them. So yeah, I'm just adding a bunch of greenery. A lot of those things are in the wall decoration. They're meant to go on walls, which makes placement a little bit iffy because they always want to snap to all the walls. And yeah, I could have deleted the walls, but that was also a lot of work that I didn't want to do, so I just very carefully placed them. And some other plans you'll see me add later are actually floor plans that I rose to that level. Like these ones, I just basically wanted to make this seem overgrown and like it was unkept, because this home has apparently not been lived in for several decades. So realistically, some chaotic overgrowth would just simply happen, and I also added some dead plants to make that seem more plausible. Not everything can sustain itself on its own that well. So yeah. Maybe dirty brown carpet? Or dirty green carpet? Dirty green carpet makes the right color. That's perfect. I have it crawl around the corner a bit. So it's a tad bit more dynamic. Okay, that's gonna be enough for that. Now all the plants and stones that are supposed to hide this thing here are gonna come into play. So everything you see me do now is not necessarily to hide the edge of the pool, but to make the edge of the pool seem more realistic. This is supposed to look like one ecosystem. It just has one swimmable area and one non-swimmable area, rather than a pool that I placed next to a pond with very sharp edges. So I'm just hiding the unnatural corners, and I'm hiding the clear man-madeness, and I'm trying to make it look more natural. This is going good, provided that she can actually swim in the pond, in the pool. In the pond pool. In the pooly pond. I mean, obviously you can tell I put an edge there, but it doesn't really look like a pool edge anymore, which is what I was going for. Now it just looks like a edge made of plants and stones. Okay, let's play test that. She's in the pool! You can go away now. Oh, you can't? You could go in, but not out? That's a unique problem. Okay. Why? How about now? She's getting out, everybody. Great success. Go here. I'm just quickly gonna dress up the rest of the outside. And then we're good to go. So here we are now at the finished build. The outside isn't all that much because honestly I wanted to be done with it. I was ready to be done with it. This build took entirely too long. Here's our little swimming pond. I still like how the plants look up here. It's a little bit wild, a little bit overgrown. And the plants in the front, they're also, you know, they're nice and tidy on the first look, but then there are some dead plants in there and some ranky little roots reaching out of there. So come on in. This is the entryway. We have a little table to put stuff, a little mirror to check yourself one last time, and we have a closet space right here where you can store shoes and jackets and all kinds of knick-knack. And when we turn left, we see right into the office space with a little streaming station for when our little ghost hunters want to stream their found footage stuff or anything of the like. She's just now shedding here.
Yeah.
We have this backdrop here because if this is a streaming setup, it needs to be creepy and eerie. So some vials and whatnot. And now if we make a left turn here, this is where we have the bar. And next to the bar is the kitchen. It's small, but it has everything you need and a little dining space as well. And opposite to that is the living room. The living room has a fireplace, a bookshelf, a TV. It's an actually small living room space, even though the living room itself is quite large, because it's not an officially cut room. To make it appear a bit bigger, the bookshelf is mirrored and shows the backside. Everything here is a little bit in need of renovation. It might be because the house was abandoned at one point and we're just now renovating it, or it might be because of the ghosts. Now this is the bathroom. Has everything you need, has a toilet, has a sink where sometimes something wants to crawl out from underneath it. Same old, and a shower. So just your run-of-the-mill kind of thing. From the living room you can see out to the back porch. And the sim just standing on the staircase. And from the back porch you can reach the swimming pond, which is actually nice. The pond has some animals, like a turtle that's sunbathing and some ducks. And well, also some ghostly plants that haunt you at night. But you know, that's just how some sims like it, I guess. So let's go upstairs. Here we are in the upstairs, where the sim put on creepy music. Okay. I mean, it's fitting, but okay. And also you have a little reading nook here. That's less creepy. It's actually quite a pretty space. I would love to sit here and read and dance wildly to that creepy music. Okay. And next to the reading area is another bathroom, this time with a bathtub. I decided our ghost hunters who will be living here will be 3 people. And so there's 3 bathrooms. And I left plenty of room in all the shelves so that we can add stuff we can gather from our ghost hunting career, including in this bathroom, because I want something eerie in every room, even the bathrooms. We also have this balcony where we can feed the birds, enjoy the view, not think about the demons haunting this place. You know, typical stuff. And this is one of the bedrooms. This bedroom is for a single sim. It's cute, it's pastel, it's light-hearted, it has sad clowns and vampires on the walls. Just nice little stuff. And the other bedroom is quite nice as well. It has some floral wallpaper and some weird documents that look very, very old, and some pictures of dead people, and a door. Where might that lead to? Well, it leads to the seance room, naturally. The seance room too has a fireplace and strange chalk markings on the floor and all kinds of occult paintings on the wall. I hope you enjoyed the build. I put it up on my gallery if you do, and I hope to see you in the next video. Until then, have a great rest of your day. Goodbye, we'll see each other.